joining us today on the DPI Core Messaging, Thursday, May 7th, 2020. The week is flying by. I can't believe it's over hump day, one day closer to Friday and the weekend. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I would like to start out by, again, highlighting the COVID-19 test results and ratios. We are headed in the right direction again. As we talked about yesterday, we were at 4.3% positive confirmed results for COVID-19 on Thursday, April 23rd. Yesterday, we were at 2.6%, and today we are at 2.2%. We had 49 positives out of 2,235 tests. That again is a very high record. Yesterday's test was 2,211, and we beat our record with an additional number of tests today. So with the tests going in the right, test numbers going in the right direction, and the confirmed cases also going in the right direction, hopefully we can flatten this out and begin heading downhill from this. Appreciate all of your time and attention to the social distancing and the precautions that you're taking throughout North Dakota. It is making a difference. We want to update you that we've received 36 ESSER applications. 28 of those have been approved. Also want to inform all of you that the ESSER application deadline is August 1st. The ESSER application deadline is August 1st, and we are seeing that technology seems to be the most common request. The ESSER funds are in the web grants account to be drawn upon as districts submit expenses. They won't be in the district's general account, so hopefully this will alleviate some accounting problems and issues of questions and challenges for particularly some of our smaller districts. We are continuing to work with the U.S. Department of Ed about the availability of our ESSER funds, and continue to work with the U.S. Department of Education about their guidance that came out the end of April regarding distributions to non-public schools in our state. Special education team is working on guidance. When soft openings of schools become a reality, the question was posed to us, do IEP students receive priority? Most likely a team decision at the local school level. But again, we are looking, Jerry Tevens and her team are looking to see if there is some federal guidance on the requirement to have IEP students be a priority, and what are the factors surrounding compensatory education when we do return. At this point, Jerry is not believing that there is any federal or state dictate that too would be a determination when we come back into school full-time, face-to-face, in-place, in-person teaching, that school districts would need to evaluate whether the FAPE requirements, whether there were any areas that were missed and or eliminated or diminished during that time, where that issue would come into play. But again, we are working with the U.S. Department of Ed. Jerry Tevens is trying to find some guidance, and we will cover those questions in our reentry, and whether it be for summer school or for full continuation of learning in person this fall. We will cover that in our reentry restart guidance, North Dakota Smart Restart Guidance. We just wanted to say that the governor has been clear that he wants the distance learning to continue through the end of the school calendar year. So again, thank you to all of you that continue to do that teaching and learning through the end. Had a wonderful call today with student cabinet members. They seem to be doing well, and they wanted to give my shout out to all of you great educators in the state from the students' perspective, as they're not there to do that in person to their teachers and their principals and all of the people that have cared about them. So from the state superintendent cabinet, student cabinet, thank you so much on behalf of them for the wonderful things that you have done for them, not only throughout this COVID-19 event, but as they're beginning to recognize how special and important you are in their lives as a whole. So thank you for that as well. Family engagement, we're very excited that the PK-12 Alliance team will have their first teams meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Friday. We're very excited about that. That's bringing together the multiple entities of teachers, principals, district leaders, family members, students, as we pull together and really begin to recognize, document what it is that makes us different and what it is that makes us the same, as we all strive to improve this thing that we call teaching and learning. So really excited about this first meeting. I believe it will be monumental and historical as we look back and we begin to create what it is we do best in North Dakota, and that's build relationships, to cultivate opportunity and inspire growth for all of our common goal of making sure that our students have what they need when they leave our K-12 education system. We have a few more updates about the summer school and activities. The governor is reviewing our North Dakota Smart Restart guidelines for our summer school. We're working with the governor's office again. The restart plan was, as those of you that have been part of the K-12 Coordination Council have reviewed those. You'll notice and note that the guidance, the North Dakota Smart Restart guidelines, were intended for a reentry at that point in time when they were created. We believe that they are a great foundation for some of the work that we may be able to transfer into a summer school opportunity to allow the governor to consider those options as he begins to consider all the options on the table for a possible restart in possible summer school. But again, we are a long way from there before the governor makes that decision. As you know, and it was outlined in the graduation guidance, there are 8 different factors that are included in his this consideration for the state as we reopen those type of common facilities like school buildings for summer school. And those are particularly our ability for rapid and widespread testing, as that's why that ever important number of 2,211 tests yesterday being increased to 2,235 tests today. The governor wants to meet a goal of having 4,000 tests completed each day by June, and so he wants 3,000 tests completed each day by May and 4,000 in June, and so we need to continue to keep our eye on that as we begin to have considerations about opening for summer school or opening our school buildings for in-person instruction. Also, as you know, contact tracing is the second thing that he talks about and the second thing on his list. Even after we have the robust 3,000 and 4,000 tests per day being administered by our state officials, we also must have a robust contact tracing infrastructure that can be responsive for all of those, well, today's 49 positives, so that must be in place, as well as a number of other factors about enough PPE available to the opening of these types of situations, as well as ability for response and hospital capacity that has yet to be developed in our state. So those are the things that the state infrastructure is working on, state government is working on, and those are the factors that will be considered as he makes the determination, among many, many others that I'm not even listing today. So those are all the factors that we as educators need to keep our eye on. It may seem isolated and removed from us as we talk about number of tests being administered and number of contact tracing infrastructure, but it is not at all removed. It is absolutely inexplicably attached to the decision that he makes about summer school and building access. Graduation, media are asking for examples of unusual graduation ceremony plans. So if you have any of those plans, Dale Wetzel will be collecting those and passing those on to your local media so it can be highlighted within your own school district. Students and teachers can be highlighted. So again, if you have unusual, and I'm going to take the teacher hat or the educator hat on right now, most of us might not think what we're doing is unique or exceptional, but I guarantee you it is unique and exceptional. So don't be humble, don't be modest. Send those stories so we can highlight you, the students who are, and those families and those teachers that have deserved to have that capstone moment, and the media can celebrate you in your local school districts. Planning continues for all sorts of activities that we have going on, and we're getting requests for guidance on after graduation parties. So that was interesting. Among the questions that we received this morning was from a local public health district asking us about guidance on after graduation parties. And so definitely out of our lane about after graduation parties as the education experts of the state agency. So we directed them to the North Dakota Department of Health, and our guidance just simply included all those that you so often deliver to your graduates in your communities. Be careful, and all things in moderation if you decide to have after graduation parties. So with that, I will conclude with a quote that I shared at our 8 a.m. huddle today. I think it's very appropriate for all of you in the field and living in your communities. Life's challenges are not supposed to paralyze you. They're supposed to help you discover who you are. So as our graduates move into their final days and weeks of school. I think that's a great message for them, but it's also a great message for all of us as adults adults as well. Life's challenges are not supposed to paralyze you. They're supposed to help you discover who you are. Bernice Regan. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.